Let's be honest, Kris Jenner does not age, she evolves. At 70, she looks better than what she looked like in her 40s. What's behind this literal age rewind? What I really like about her is that she doesn't gatekeep. She's like, yeah, I had surgery. Yeah, it's not chia seeds and lemon juice and water. And I think this is her third facelift that she's openly talked about, which is so great for realistic expectations in society. Now, given all the before and afters that we've seen have massively obviously filtered the after photo. She has an amazing makeup artist. She has filters that she's used on social medias and in press articles and in magazines. You can't deny that. I recently sat on a panel talk at my clinic with a really top plastic surgeon in London called Dr. George's, and he basically said, he was like, it's great, but it's not all that. It's not like the best facelift we've ever seen in life. And he goes, but obviously it's been put on a massive pedestal. It's opened up a lot of conversations, which is amazing. And it's almost making that sliding scale of skin, injectables, plastic surgery a more open topic of conversation. So I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. One, about what you think of her transformation. Two, about what you want to know from me about someone's journey to the theatre. Are we all going to end up in the theatre if we start with skincare and then injectables and then end up there? Or actually, are we going to find a happy medium? And how much of that is dictated by society? Let's give you the real dermatology tea on how to achieve maybe similar results from your skincare perspective, and then going on to possibly injectables and possibly your plastic surgeon, maybe without remortgaging your house. My name's Dr. Nora and I'm a cosmetic dermatologist, and I'm here to talk all things skin, injectables, skincare trends, celebrity transformations. So if this is something that you like to see more of, please like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about skincare. Skincare is the foundation of everything. Like, as we know, I always tell people there's no point building this beautiful structure if the ground is damaged. And that just means that you can't do one without the other. I always explain to everyone, these are the layers of the face. You have your bone, which is your scaffolding. That is where filler goes. On top of that sits your muscle, which is where Botox goes. Everyone knows that Botox stops. Actually, no, not everyone knows that Botox stops the contraction of muscle. A lot of people think Botox makes your skin amazing, which isn't true. Botox is literally stopping your muscle from contracting. What we then see is less lines and wrinkles because those muscles aren't moving. But on top of your muscle layer, you have your fat pads, and then you have your deep skin, and then you have your superficial skin. Most, if not all, of aging is happening in your skin layers. So you can't just do Botox and fillers and forget about the rest of the layers of your face. That is the number one rule I tell everyone that sits in my chair. You need to have a multi-layer approach, and sometimes a multi-modality approach. When it comes to skincare, she's likely going to be using medical grade skincare. So that means things that are either stronger actives than what you routinely get in the cosmetic industry, plus minus prescription strength actives. So the best thing for anti-aging in terms of medical grade skincare is you're looking at retinoids, so stronger retinoids that increase cell turnover, they stimulate collagen production, they stop collagen breakdown. Retinoids go the deepest in your skin out of any dermatological ingredient or product in 75 years of dermatology. So ideally, everyone should already be on one, but it's the best thing for anti-aging. Peptides are also now quite trendy in 2025. They're the building blocks in your skin that help create amino acids that essentially create proteins, i.e. create collagen. So improve that plumpness, elasticity, and tightness in your skin. Win-win, everyone should be on them as well. Growth factor serums are also becoming more trendy on the market. They again help improve the quality of your skin from within. They help your own skin to regenerate and produce collagen, produce elastin, produce hyaluronic acid. The other thing is consistent SPF. I know every dermatologist and every doctor and every skin guru will bark on about this like there's no tomorrow, but there really is nothing that anti-ages you than staying away from the sun. And even when you're not directly in the sun, UV rays are hitting your skin and damaging your skin. So if you can find something in skincare that is going to block that, brilliant. If you find an SPF that also then contains things like tranexamic acid, which is a pigment blocker, even better. The number one thing that makes you look older is sun damage and sun exposure. And that is why if you go to hot sun exposed countries, you will see so much sun damage, and you will see skin that is leathery, that is crepey, that is just bad. So SPF 50, without a doubt, every single day, even when it's cloudy. And that is the best thing and the cheapest thing you can do for your skin. And then you've got hydration and exfoliation. So hydration is basically repairing your skin barrier. That's ceramides, niacinamide, glycerin, panthenol, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got exfoliation. And I always tell everyone chemical exfoliation is better than physical exfoliation. Chemical exfoliation is your AHAs and your BHAs. AHAs are like glycolic acid. That gives you glassy skin. It's a gentle exfoliant, gets rid of dead skin cells, makes your skin super dewy, super glassy without being too harsh. BHAs, slightly stronger. Think your salicylic acid. That literally unclogs pores, gets rid of oils. For people who don't have oily, congested, acne-prone skin, it can be too harsh, but most people actually have combination skin. So if you can find a way to introduce it, your skin's gonna thank you. So the takeaway from skincare is start early, start young. No amount of Botox is ever going to fix sun damage and aging skin. And I have so many patients now where Botox just doesn't work on them. It has a very mild effect, but Botox can only do so much. If we atrophy or shrink your muscle to an extent, we need to work on all the layers above the muscle to then anti-age you. So just have that in mind when you start getting Botox. It is not a fixer for everything. Then let's talk about injectables. Let's be subtle and strategic when it comes to needle-based treatments. A lot of people are a bit nervous. Luckily now there's more skin-based injectables than there was about 5 to 10 years ago. So more people now are going beyond skincare and now going injectable skincare. So these are things like your polynucleotides, salmon sperm, DNA fragments that stimulate your skin to regenerate, skin boosters, which are mainly contained of hyaluronic acid that hydrate, give that glow, plumpness, and injectable moisturizer essentially. And then you've got your microneedling, your exosomes, you've got stem cells, you have all these things that help regenerate your skin, and we can get them into your skin through all these different ways, from injecting them, from microneedling them in. And then if you combine it with things like chemical peels, it's just win-win, because you're just gonna improve the quality of your skin, get rid of dead skin, bring out fresh skin, encourage skin regrowth. So definitely stick with that. And then you've got your Botox on your fillers, which happens, remember, in the deeper layers of your skin. Now, filler is incredible when it's used correctly. If you have a high quality filler with a good injector that understands the anatomy of your face, they can scaffold the most beautiful structure in your face. I am of Middle Eastern origin, and we naturally do not have any genuine definition. We have very round faces. When I was younger, my nickname in Arabic was like a little duck, because I just had this round, chubby cheeked face. And so for someone like myself who wants more definition and contouring in their face, for example, cheeks, jawline, to enhance the proportions in terms of like chin, nose, lips, etc., filler can work brilliantly, and in most ethnicities actually, to help define, especially if there's asymmetry or if we are naturally asymmetrical in some way. And it's all about how the shadows hit your face to just harmonize your already beautiful face to make it even more beautiful. We shouldn't really be using filler to add a lot of volume. It's more to harmonize and enhance your existing features, especially also because everyone's losing so much weight now on these weight loss medications. The first thing that goes is your malar fat pad, which is actually in your triangle of youth. So a lot of the time, mid-cheek dermal filler is incredible for anti-aging effects and to make you look more youthful. You can even see from Kris Jenner's cheeks, they're just lifted. You can do that with dermal filler. You don't need a facelift to do that. A lot of the time, just adding that, and a lot of my patients, I've got some before and afters on my Instagram page, but oh my God, does it make the biggest difference. And if you combine that with skin improving treatments, it's just win-win. You're tackling every layer, you look supernatural because everything's tightening up and improving. So it's just brilliant. And then we talk about surgery. So when is it necessary? Now, I've spoken to quite a few plastic surgeons, and there is an age category which they prefer. They said to me they love treating people ideally between the age of 47 to 53. I know, very specific. Why? Well, apparently that's when you still have decent fat pads and skin quality to lift. I also wondered, people who are going for facelifts, is it that they've never tried and gone along the sliding scale of skincare aesthetic injectables? Or is it they have tried all those things and now they've just moved on to surgery? And honestly, the answer shocked me. Actually, what they said is most people who are going for a facelift are people who actually already have really high quality skin. They've already done all the skincare treatments. A lot of them are on medical grade or prescription products. A lot of them have had microneedling or regular facials, have had all their skin boosting injectables, and they've also had Botox and fillers. And actually they've now gone to see a plastic surgeon because they feel like it's just not enough and they've reached that next stage in the sliding scale, which really surprised me because I just assumed people that were going for facelifts are people who got to that age and just thought, I want a transformation. And don't get me wrong, those patients do exist and they are there, but they said most had moved on gradually, and by the time they got to surgery, actually had great quality skin because they'd already done all the right things that you would expect, which is nice to know that, you know, I'm still gonna be in demand despite the increase in surgery. Injectables can only go so far, and I think that's really important to know. Skin laxity, especially in the lower face, the jowling area and the neck, often requires more than just skin treatments and injectables alone. And they usually need surgical intervention at a certain point. So procedures that we think that are likely Kris Jenner has had done is either mini facelifts in the past, and now that has led to having a deep plane face and neck lift, as well as an upper and lower blepharoplasty surgery, which is where you lift and tighten the skin around the eye area, which actually I've also found that a lot of plastic surgeons don't do that as much with men because it's actually sometimes more attractive to leave the skin a little bit haggard and aged around the eye area because they don't want to look too, I guess, tight and youthful. And the timing is also key because you have to do it before the sag becomes extreme, i.e. that's probably why they said the ideal age is 47 to 53. But then having said that, everyone's actual age might be that, but their skin age might be different, which is also good to bear in mind. Like I have some people in their early 30s which have severely sun-damaged skin that really is worse than a lot of people's skin that I've seen in their 50s. So it all depends on the lifestyle that you've lived. And then post-surgery, skin has obviously most likely had very good skin barrier repair in terms of ingredients such as peptides and growth factor serums in her skincare routine, very hydrating moisturizers and cleansers. Likely she's been using LED devices at home and possibly some non-invasive device treatments such as lasers. So takeaway is surgery isn't evil, it's amazing when done well in the right candidate, but it should be the last step, in my opinion, and what seems like a lot of my surgical colleagues' opinions, and only in the hands of elite professionals, obviously. But also the bonus is that lifestyle matters. So don't forget about your nutrition, your hydration, your lifestyle changes. Sleep is so important, exercise is so important. Stress, like raised cortisol levels, also account for a lot of aging. When your body is in a constant state of stress, we definitely tend to age worse than when we're relaxed. So in short, so in conclusion, Kris Jenner's transformation isn't magic, although it is magical, but it's money, consistency, and smart choices. So should you or I get surgery? Well, I guess if you've maxed out your skin care, your skin injectables, and possibly some very clever facial injectables, and you're doing it for you, not to look like someone else, then it can be a reasonable choice. But make sure you go to 1 or 2, if not 3 professionals for an opinion. Make sure they're just not trying to take your money and just be a yes man, and talk about it with the people that you know care about you. But the real glow up comes from understanding what each tool does and where each professional can have their place in the lifestyle that you have for you. So stay glowy, and I'll see you in the next one.